baby, tell.
Welcome to Startup Talk Masterclass, guys. I'm so excited about these videos and I hope you're learning a lot from all my videos. My name is Mosareme, the coach. Please kindly subscribe to my video. Today I'm gonna teach you something very simple. The question is, when is the right time to start looking for funding? Because a lot of time you find micro enterprises, survivalists saying, I can't start my business because I don't get funding. So I'm gonna teach you something, and it's a very simple model that is going to teach you and introduce you to the right time to start looking for funding. This is what I call a pyramid, and I know everybody knows what a pyramid is. So at a pyramid, we've got what you call the bottom part or the bottom face of starting. Why do we call this bottom part? Because when you look at a pyramid, it starts from the bottom and it goes to the top and it starts narrowing. So it means a lot of startups, a lot of survivalists, a lot of micro businesses, they are here. Then we call them SMMEs. So this is where everybody starts. So this is our starting line. So never in your life think you can bypass this system. Now in the middle, this is where we call the middle part, where we find the medium enterprises. The medium enterprises. I won't go too much into what is an SMME, what is a medium enterprise, and what is a big company. So this is where big companies or enterprises are at. Now, for you to get here, you need to start here and go here. And unfortunately, a lot of SMMEs, they don't pass this phase. This is the learning. This is the learning stage, the learning phase of small businesses. I call this the preschool of small businesses, where everybody comes and learn. And I'm so not happy about the people that calls themselves entrepreneurs here. When you are here, you are not yet an entrepreneur. You are still a learner. Please, when you are here, don't call yourself a learner. And this pyramid. It stays inside what we call a graph. So this graph is here. This here is where we start, and this here is where we call it a development stage. This is where your business now is getting there. You are studying, you have started, you know everything, you swim, you drowned, you did every mistake, big mistake, all the crazy stupid things that you think I'm going to start and become a millionaire and start making money and a lot of things. This is where you are. And when you are in this area that we call the bottom line, you operate on price mentality. What you're doing here is that you buy, you sell, you buy, you sell, you buy, you sell. And as much as you buy and sell, you start growing. This is where Phil Knight started. This is where Nike started. This is where Drip started. This is where Batu started. This is where all these big companies that you see today started. They went through what you call a bottom line. Unfortunately, the bottom line is what? It's overcrowded. It's overcrowded. Why is it overcrowded? Because everybody's here to start. All those crazy things, crazy ideas, thinking that I'm going to become the best innovator, you are here. So when you are here, then you start understanding. And before we go here, when you are here, please, you go the bootstrapping way. What is bootstrapping? Take your boots, fasten your laces and start running. Meaning you are using the money that you have to start that business. You are using the money that you have. The money that you have, all your savings, you're gonna spend them here. And when you spend them here, you understand that the pain of using your money. Because I'm so careful about funding or investing in business that has never tasted what you call failure. This is where you learn everything, using your money, getting clients, losing those clients, because you are still operating on a learning in the preschool part of the business. And what money do you use? You use what you call bootstrapping. So never think investment and funding here. Please, you really want to start a business and already you are indebted. Now, the middle part that we call the medium-sized businesses, and probably this is where small businesses, and please understand this. Here, we're talking about small and micro. Now here we're talking about small and medium, and you can still find what we call a startup here and a startup here and a startup here. Why? We know that startup is a new starting business, but startup is a very different definition of what an enterprise is, and I will talk about startups next time. So here in the middle part, you start doing what? Here you are concerned with price mentality, meaning you are buying products and services. You are buying products and you are selling services. You just in that business of getting products, selling products, designing something, giving services. But here now, this is where you start thinking investment, and that investment we call it other people's money, OPM, other people's money. Why? Because when you are here, now you can start saying, yeah, I've learned the game, I understand the game, I've played the game. You are not yet ready to change the game. You understand the game, you are playing the game very well. So when you are here, you start now understanding what quality means. So when you approach funders, you are selling quality story to funders, and funders start now to look at you and say, okay, I'm in the development stage, I need a seed capital for my development, and most probably you can get what we call Series A funding here. You can get A here but not B. I tell you, there's no way you can get Series B funding here. You cannot raise that round here. Here you can raise seed capital from angel investors and stuff, and those little monies that you can be able to get to play along with. When you're here, you don't think investment. Now, when you're here, this is where you can start thinking investment. Now, we go to the top part. The top part, we call it the growth stage now. The growth stage. This is where now you are growing or scaling. This is the part where now you are known, you are big, you starting now thinking, selling the shares, selling the stock of your business. This is the stage that now we call it the Ipo stage. Initial public offering. You start selling equity, you start selling stock, you start now going IPO, and then you start listing because your business now is at the growth and scaling level. This is where now you start negotiating with your billionaires. You start now talking the dollar bills here. Now you are at a level of saying, I've proved myself. I've gone through the 3 stages of the pyramid. Now when you are here and you are here, you can start talking financial language. Funding language. This is what I call my funding metric pyramid. My funding metric pyramid. So until you understand how this thing works, you'll always hear starting selling oranges and think you can approach the funders that are at IPO level, or the funders that are at a growth level, saying they must come and fund your vegetable business. It cannot work here. Unfortunately, startups, that is why I'm saying we'll discuss startups next time. Startups, especially startups in the fintech, in the technology space, they can start raise funding here. But it's very difficult for them. They must here prove, they must start doing what they must start showing us their prototype. Their prototype here. They must start showing us their prototype. What is that app all about? What is it going to address? Build traction. So when you start approaching your investors or funders, at least you are at this stage, other people's money. And then when you are done here and your business is scaling and growing, this is the development stage, product development, quality development, and start. But when you are here, this is where now you sit down, you start traveling, you start raising funding. This is where now you can start raise funding round Series A up to Series D. You can start now doing that, or plus D plus, so meaning Series E, Series F, and then up to that level. But never when you are at this level start talking investment or funding. Please, champions, I beg you, understand how to use this. This is a graph, the start, the development, the growth. This is the pyramid, the bottom, overcrowded, everybody's here, is studying. This is the middle part, where small business, the medium and small business now are starting to sell quality. This is where big companies are at the level where now you can start going to Delaware, going to Silicon Valley and start raising funding. Unfortunately, in Africa, we don't have that platforms, but it's slowly coming. I've seen the reports on how we performed in terms of funding and investments. Africa is getting there. So please, champions, understand how this graph works and this pyramid works. Thank you very much. Until we meet again.